Well, here's what it comes down to. Our country is in a bit of a mess right now, and up till now I haven't really been strongly held enough to speak about it. That changes today. In this country, we've put up with enough, and not because of the truckers, but because of our current prime minister. And I use that term loosely. I have no respect for the guy. He's a petulant child, over-entitled, spoiled, and it seems completely out of touch with what the needs of his fellow countrymen, his Canadian countrymen, are about. And I tried making a video on this before, but apparently for some odd reason, YouTube didn't allow the audio portion of it. Facebook didn't either. Well, this time I'm hoping it'll get through. This kind of thing needs to be said, and more loudly, by more Canadians than ever before. Trudeau has to go. Either sit down with the truckers and work out an arrangement, an agreement, or leave office. Don't come back. It's as simple as that. Now, this isn't being violent. This is not being an insurrectionist. This is simply just based upon what his performance and his words have been like. He's been caught in lies repeatedly. His actions and his words are incongruent. That is, they don't match up. And, well, let's face it. The man just does not seem to know how to run this country. And I'm not saying I do. I'm not a politician, nor will I ever be. Don't like the job, too dishonest. But, there are leaders, there are followers, and then there are those who have no business trying to lead. He seems to fall into that category. Our country's a mess. Over the last few years, we've been going downhill on a lot of things. We're a joke in the eyes of the world. Leaders of other countries snub him when he goes to their meetings. It's been shown. He has been involved in scandal after scandal, all of which he has interfered with the authorities investigating in. I mean, this is not news. This is old hat. I'm not saying anything new here. The facts are out there if you know where to look. And if you're not sure, look to other media sources from other countries, because they have a more objective view of what's going on in this country than we do, since our mainstream media here is paid off by the government to act as a spokesperson or a mouthpiece for them. Bottom line here is Canada's in a mess. The Freedom Convoy that currently exists and is protesting in Ottawa, our nation's capital, is a reminder to us of what freedom is supposed to represent. The right to peaceful protest when the situation in the country becomes unbearable, or as I like to call it, untrudeauable. I don't have a patent on that. Feel free to use it whenever you want. That's okay. Right now our situation is untrudeauable, and because of Trudeau, we are in this situation. So obviously it stands to reason that no Trudeau, no situation. If only it were that easy. Somebody still has to step in and undo the mess he made. But the sooner we can get this resolved, the more we can all get back to what we consider to be normal lives, whatever normal entails. We need this. As Canadians and as human beings, we need this more than ever. I was born in this country. I've grown up here. I've lived my whole life here practically. And it really saddens me to see how this country has gone so far downhill, so much, in such a short period of time. Never have I had more of a desire to want to see Canada return to its normal state than I do now. Never have I seen so much pride in so few a group of people as I've seen Canada and the world show their support for these truckers, this freedom convoy that Trudeau despises so much because it stands against everything he's trying to do with this country. I can't help but wonder where he got it in his head that this was his country to do that with. You know, he's employed by us, the people of Canada, not the other way around. We're not his servants. We're his employers. And to put it plainly, he's fucked up. Big time. And that's too bad, you know? Things could have been so much different if he had been a little bit smarter about it. But he wasn't. So the bottom line is, Trudeau has to go. This country has to be saved by people who still believe that freedom means something, that our Charter of Rights and Freedoms that was drawn up to protect the Canadian citizen rather than imprison him or her has to stand for something. That means something. We have those rights and freedoms to protect people. We don't get such protection when somebody like Trudeau steps in and decides that this country is his own personal kingdom, there for his use and no one else's. You know, I really hate to sound cliched about things here, because I know what I've said has probably been echoed by other people in other places. So maybe what I've said is nothing new. But the way things are going, and with the recent induction of the Emergency Measures Act by Trudeau, I feel like I have to say something. I can't stay silent anymore. And the more this happens, the more there are going to be people like me, and perhaps like you, watching this, that are going to be compelled to speak up and say in a loud and clear voice, no more. This has gone far enough. Either resolve this or step down. Oh my God, I mean, we gotta say something, people. Our country's future's at stake. Our reputation's at stake. Our pride and our freedom is at stake. And it stands to be taken away from us by one little guy, little boy, pretending to be a man, pretending to be a leader, and he isn't. He knows nothing about leadership. He knows nothing about freedom or liberty. He knows nothing about understanding or sympathy. I wonder if he knows anything at all, except how to lie and how to manipulate and how to deceive people. Is that the kind of leadership we in this country deserve to have? Is that what we wanted? Those who voted him in seem to think so. But they too were deceived. I don't know. Perhaps I've said too much already. But if I didn't say it, somebody had to. It had to be said. So, say what you will, think what you will about this. This is one man's opinion. And you might just say, well, it's your opinion, and who are you? I am a Canadian. And I love my country. And to some degree, I am proud to be Canadian. And by the way, I want to say as a Canadian, thank you to those in other countries who have stood up and applauded and protested in favor of our movement here and have supported it. Your support means more than you know, so please keep doing it. I know your eyes are on us, and I know this is a crucial point in our history. And I hope to hell that as a Canadian, we get to pull this off successfully, because if we don't, there's going to be a lot of people that suffer for it that don't need to suffer. So I know we better get it right. But thank you for the support nonetheless. It means a lot to us. And to freedom. So, here's to freedom. Here's to hope. Here's to positive actions and even more positive results. Here's to us.